Alright, next step is a sharpening. But it's not a sharpening that you normally think about. It's actually utilizing the high pass filter. What you need to do is create another layer. Obviously every step that you do requires a new layer. And in this case I'm just going to create a stamp layer of Control Alt Shift and E, and that will take all the layers below and merge them down into one. Now you go up the filter, go down to Other, and where it says High Pass. Now the high pass filter comes up. As you can see, it starts creating almost an embossed version of the image. And this is actually too strong. Now I'm going to go down essentially pretty low pixel radius, essentially where you want to start seeing the basic shape of the Milky Way here. And that's the goal, is to sharpen just around the Milky Way and the actual dust lanes in the Milky Way. And that's all you really want to do. So 15 is a little too strong. Let's go down to 10. Okay, I could just start seeing the outlines here. So click OK, and applies. Now up here, blending mode, go down to overlay. But as it stands, when you do that, it applies it to the whole image. We don't want that. So what we want is to create a black mask to conceal or to hide all the effect. So we got a black mask going on, and make sure you're on brush, B for brush. We're on the mask, layer mask here. Now we want to make the brush with a foreground white, and if it comes up black, you can either push this little arrow thing here or X on the keyboard. And in this case I'm going to go with a low flow. I do that because I work with a Wacom tablet. For a mouse, you're going to be using opacity, and just go with a 50-40% opacity. And you just kind of want to gradually build it up a little bit. But since I'm working with a Wacom tablet, I work with flow and use pressure sensitivity, which is this here. The harder I push, the greater the effect. Now with a mouse it's going to be different. You're going to use opacity and gradually work you up with opacity. But since I use strictly a Wacom tablet, which is actually a much preferred method, I'm just going to go brush in here. And I'm just brushing in along where the dust lanes are. Now with the clouds, you're going to get a little bit of the cloud here. And that's really all I want to do, just kind of make these dust lanes stand out. Because actually these dust lanes are darker than the surrounding sky. They're very, very dense layers of dust and gas. And I don't know if it's showing up on your screen here, but it really makes it stand out. You got this really thin line of gas. As you can tell, coming along here, there's a really thin line of dust. And this is actually intergalactic or interstellar dust right here. This is actually there in the galaxy. So now I'm going to come up here and just get along in here a little bit. There's all sorts of areas of dust lanes. Just brushing in. It's kind of hard to tell with all these clouds here, but when you shoot in a cloudless sky, and that's one reason why you want to shoot in a cloudless sky, just check this layer. Looking good. And we'll just use the backslash key, and right here, where it's shown through is where I applied it. Backslash or the Alt key onto the layer mask there, and you can see how pressure sensitivity works with a Wacom tablet. Since I just want to really go with a really light effect on here, I go with a very low flow, usually a 10%, and just keep working on it. And areas I want more, I push harder.